Hi, my name is Veronica Wynn, and I'm a piano instructor here at Center Stage. Today I'm going to be guiding you through a Level 2 NYSSMA solo called Classical Sonatina by Nancy Faber. So this piece has 3 movements, and it's important to note that you only have to play 2 out of the 3 movements for NYSSMA Festival. I would recommend picking 2 contrasting pieces. The first movement is Allegro, second movement is Andante Moderato, and third movement is Presto. So maybe pick one of the fast ones and one of the slow one. But you always want to pick your strongest suit. So whatever one you feel most comfortable with, you definitely want to play for the judges. So in the first movement, the tempo is bright and fast, but it's not rushed. You want it to contrast to the third movement if you were to play it as a whole piece. So we really want to have nice, big, contrasting dynamics in this song. The beginning starts nice and strong, and then suddenly it's the same theme but with a piano movement. So make sure that we get that contrast between forte and piano there. There's a lot of different articulations in this movement, such as slurs and staccati. So make sure that your staccati are nice and short and your slurs are beautiful and smooth. I think a good warm-up for this song would be to play just your C major scale, both hands, but especially right hand, because the main motive in the first movement is just a descending C major scale. So if you practice the C major scale, you're going to be ready for that right away. So there's some accents on measure 33 and 34, so you definitely want to bring those out. Those small details are really going to impress the judges if you can execute those. At the end, there is a jump in the left hand that goes down an octave. So while the right hand is playing the last line of the piece, just make sure your left hand is prepared for that. And one thing that's kind of surprising about this song is that it ends soft. So you want to make sure you get a really beautiful decrescendo in the very last 2 measures of the song, and end softly on the last chord in the right hand, but there's no ritardando, so make sure you don't slow down. So movement 2 is Andante Moderato. So this tempo is slower than the other 2 movements, but it isn't dreadfully slow. It's not marked largo or anything like that. So you still want the piece to have a sense of movement and flow to it. I would practice it and play it maybe around 70 to 90 beats per minute. So this song has a soft dynamic overall, so think like a sweet and gentle sound when you're playing. There's some markings in here for dynamics called hairpins, which is when you have a crescendo and then a decrescendo right one after another. So these are really nice to bring out in the song. You want to hear that gradual grow and then a slow comeback. So this song also has lots of slurs indicating legato lines. Really important to bring those out. It's going to really help it feel sweet and smooth. The rests are really important in this movement, so don't play through them. There's a couple spots where you've got just a quarter rest at the end of the measure, and that helps it to break off into the next phrase, so make sure you don't play through that. There is a poco ritardando at the end, and remember, poco means only a little, so don't try to slow it down way too much, because we just want it to feel like it's not the end of the whole piece, it's only the end of the second movement. So the third movement is marked presto, which means it's going to be fast and fun. I would work up towards a tempo marking of about 168 to 176 for the quarter note. But when practicing this movement, remember, slow and steady wins the race. So as you're learning it, start out slow, keep the tempo even, and gradually work towards that fast presto tempo, because you don't want to learn something too fast and then be frustrated later when things don't come together. We also have lots of articulation markings in this piece. We have staccato all over the board, so make sure your staccato are really nice and short, very crisp sound, and we've got some staccato accent combinations. So those are going to be short and really loud and just really, really fun there. The dynamics in here need to be really contrasting, so especially work on your crescendos. The sforzando in the very last chord of the piece means suddenly very loud, so we want to hear a nice big finish at the end. Think of like a cymbal crash in a symphony. And just be careful not to rush the middle section in measure 17 to 22. That's some scale passages there, so make sure you keep your eighth notes nice and even there.